got a very special guest in the building, so shout out to this beautiful lady. I'm about to introduce her in a second, but shout out to everybody that's been tuned in and tapped in with us this week. Had some great guests already. I saw one of my guests was one of your guests too, so we're gonna talk about that in a second. All right. Okay. But we also want to just thank you guys for tuning in with us each and every day and being part of our audience. Without further ado, let's get to it.
It's all about that star power.
Stay tuned because you know Reec is gonna have one of your favorite stars with him today.
Stay tuned.
All right, she really doesn't need an introduction because she's popping out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So listen, this woman has had a new show on Fox Soul. So let's hit the hype bell for that. Doing her thing. She's been in the podcast and streaming world for quite some time now. Absolutely. She has turned her pain and made it into progress, and that's what we talk about. Amen to that. Amen to that. Miss Nicole Scott is in the building. Yay. The owner of CheMinistry. Yes. On Fox Soul. Let me put that in there.
You gotta put that on there.
On Fox Soul.
On Fox Soul.
Like I'm bidding for the voiceover work. So let's talk about it, because I met you through somebody, but it was a mutual friend of ours. But it was basically for what you were doing as an author. You guys were writing a book, and you were putting some of this information that people really need out here on some pages. And but you had been doing it in the streaming world.
Yes, and the live event world. So I've been doing CheMinistry for about 7 years, and we were hosting events quarterly prior to COVID. Yeah. I was going between Atlanta and Charlotte, and we were doing, the local thing. And, we took a break. I didn't do the virtual thing during COVID, and I sat down and I said, we're going to come back bigger and better.
And you did.
So we sit down and strategize on how we're going to do this thing. Okay. And so here we are. We just got picked up by Fox Soul.
Let me hit that hype bell again. I told y'all. So you're going around city to city, and you are taking your platform and doing a live event, right? And you got people coming in, and you share your story, you bring guests in, and people get to ask questions, and CheMinistry is all over the place, right? Yes. COVID hits, so you can't be around people. Ooh. So you say, you know what? I'm just gonna sit still.
So the truth is, I did try my hand at one virtual event. Okay. We had an amazing platform. The set was beautiful. We rented an Airbnb, set it up, and the technology was horrible.
So it was the Teddy Riley situation.
Oh God, it was horrible. And I had some amazing guests. I think I had Stefan Speaks. I had Drea Kelly. Yeah. And I had Jasmine Sanders, D.L. Hughley's co-host. Yeah.
Now that's a heck of a lineup.
Yeah, for me to have some jacked up technology.
Right.
Right. And so when that happened, I said, there is no way I'm going to ruin my brand with this type of technology. I just can't do it. So I said, you know what? This isn't for me. Let me just sit down. Maybe it's time for me to take a break. And so I just sat down for the remainder of our COVID sick and shut in. Right. And I just really strategized. Like, I actually connected with Fox Soul when we were in the midst of COVID. Okay. 2 years ago, September.
So how did that work? Because you got so many people that have amazing content, right? And they were looking to maybe partner with a bigger source. Yes. Or a bigger platform. You were able to successfully do that. Yes. How did that conversation start?
So I had a young lady who was working with me who was she created a treatment and sent it, and it got in the right hands.
Wow.
And awesome. They liked what we were doing so much, they set us up with a Zoom with James DeBose, who is the general manager of Fox Soul. Right. Nice. And even at the time, we pitched, and he was like, I really want to see this in the studio. And I'm like, how are we doing this in the studio, man? So that means I have to wait, essentially. And he, we waited again, we waited. But I kept the communication going. Yeah. I mean, I followed the man on Instagram. I would send him a DM with show ideas and things of that nature, just keeping the line of communication open.
Keeping it fresh.
Keeping it fresh. And so then when we started the live event again, I let him know, hey, we're going to have a live event in Atlanta. He wasn't able to make the first one, but he saw the clips. Yeah. The clips that we posted on social media, reached out and was like, when are you going to have the next one? I let him know. He was like, I want to be there. I want to see what you guys do in person. And so he came to Charlotte. He flew to Charlotte, and he sat in on the production. I was nervous as hell. Can I say that I was nervous?
You just got to talk your mind.
Nervous. I couldn't breathe, y'all. And and he loved it. We went to dinner I had an amazing publicist, Ebony Porter EK of EPI Media, because I let her know. I said, hey, James is coming. She was like, wait, we got to make sure that we on the same page. By the time we got out of that Zoom, we was working on possibly doing a pilot if he liked what we had to offer. And then she solidified that, because I just had him coming, but she got the pilot.
She created the follow through.
Yeah, she created the follow.
Y'all are listening. You gotta have a team in place.
You gotta have the team in place, and you gotta be ready, because now that I know what I know, looking back, had he offered me the opportunity when we initially pitched, we were not ready. There's so many things that go into having a successful production budget. You gotta have some money,
right? Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, because it's gotta be competitive to whatever else is out there in that same space.
Absolutely. And then you just gotta be strategic about what you're putting out there. Make sure it's a good product. So we took the time to really create a good product that they were interested in, and then they came on board and they fine-tuned it. And so this past Saturday we had an amazing television production.
Let's hit the hype bell for that. That's what I'm talking about. Now that's growth. That's got to be a beautiful thing to see your baby. You birthed this little flower, and then you watered it and put it in a bigger pot, and now it's sitting in a garden.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm so excited about the opportunity that has been afforded to us, because I mean, we all really, really worked hard, and my end goal has always been TV. Even when I was doing it on Peter Street at Dream Cafe, to Sweet Lounge, to League Tavern, Hard Rock Spaces, all these places, Punch Bowl Social. I always saw a television show, but I also believed in developing and building the brand first. Something that people actually found value in. You got to put it's not about always getting a check right off the bat. You got to really serve, and you got to invest in yourself before somebody else invests in you.
I hope
and
y'all hearing this right now.
Yeah,
that's key.
That's key. You've got to invest in yourself, because some people say, well, if I'm not making any money off of it, then there's no point in doing it. It doesn't work that way.
What have you done? It's just like being an athlete. Like, you have to put in the work to practice.
Have to put in the work.
Right, to make a team. And then once you make a team, you have to be manageable, coachable. Right.
Absolutely. And, oh my God. And I mean, I'm open. I'm like a garden. Like, I'm like, pour into me. I want to learn the business, because this is also a new season, a new TV. I don't know anything about TV. So it's a learning curve, you know, trying to understand the jargon or what the requirements, even how they move. Yeah. Like, because I'm used to doing events, and TV, they do things a little bit different. I'm like, y'all, I need this right now. And they like, okay, with Chanel. I'm like, okay. So just trying to make the adjustment from event world to television.
That makes so much sense. And some of us may get caught up in the, I've been doing this for this long, I know what I'm doing, but actually you've leveled up, and on this new level there are different rules.
Absolutely.
Right. I get it.
Right now, who you with? Reec. Who you with? Right now, who you